Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about one of the most asked questions I got when I was working at a Merle Norman makeup counter, and that was a parent coming in with their tween or early age teen and saying, okay, they want to start wearing makeup. I don't want them to wear makeup, but I guess it is time that they start. So where do we start? And 90% of the time, the tween would leave with a combination of these products or some of these products. So I thought I would go ahead and go over these with you today, so just keep watching and we'll get right into it. Okay, so the first product I'm going to go over is definitely the most commonly bought by tweens and teens, and overall one of Merle Norman's best sellers. It doesn't have to be Merle Norman, but it is a powder foundation. So I have Merle Norman's. I'm the shade Ultra Cameo. I love this stuff. I use it in my full coverage foundation routine, which I'll link down below. But this stuff is awesome, especially for tweens, teens that don't need liquid on their face. Like, they don't need high coverage foundation, obviously. And a lot of times they don't even need a BB cream or CC cream or anything like that. And all this does is it's just gonna smooth out the skin and hide any slight imperfections. Maybe they got a pimple here or there, and it'll kind of cover it up, but it's still their real skin coming through. So this is definitely probably the most common seller for tweens and teens. Now, if they do have more problematic skin at the moment, or maybe they're a little older and they can start wearing liquid on top, then I would just recommend a tinted moisturizer or a BB cream or a CC cream. I have two drugstore ones right here, the Maybelline Dream BB Pure and the CoverGirl Clean Matte BB cream, which I haven't used this one yet. But typically I would recommend Merle Norman's tinted moisturizer when I was at the counter. That one's awesome. And that's just if they are ready to start wearing a little bit more coverage, but still, once again, going to be their real skin coming through. We do not need full-on foundation in our teens, you know. So, now, another good combination is just the powder foundation with concealer to use as a spot concealer, once again, over any blemishes or anything that they may be more self-conscious about. Because, you know, acne is a real thing, especially in your teenage years. And it is nice to have something to cover up our blemishes. This is the Maybelline Master Conceal, super high coverage. Only would recommend for like over pimples, and they definitely don't need to be using this like under their eyes and all crazy, because it is very, very high coverage. So I'd probably still steer clear of something this high coverage unless they do have like a lot of acne they're trying to cover. Aside from that, I would recommend something more of the consistency of the NARS Creamy Concealer. This is still pretty high coverage though, and what I would definitely recommend is the Maybelline, I can't remember the name of it, but it comes in a wand form like this. I'll leave it down below because that's much more liquidy and less high coverage than this and this. So I would just say, you know, go to the drugstore, buy them a concealer to spot conceal, and then they can use that on their blemishes or anything that they're self-conscious about, and then put the powder foundation over top, and that's really like max what you would need. What else most teens leave with is just a bronzer. I mean, getting to blush and all of that, blush tends to really look best when it's with like a whole full coverage makeup routine. They don't really need blush, but if they want it, that's fine. But what I find most teens have left with is just a bronzer, and I just have a drugstore one here that I've used up. This is the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. It's really good. I have the shade Light. It is a struggle to find good drugstore bronzers. This is my favorite one. Don't really have another one to recommend. Like, all the ones I've tried before are okay. But once again, the powder foundation with a bronzer, that's all you need. You know, we don't need to be contouring and blushing and all that. Typically, it would be like the powder foundation, bronzer, and concealer if they need it for blemishes or something. And then a mascara. And you could even start out with a brown mascara, not full on black, but you know, if someone has more, you know, dark brown eyes, dark hair, darker complexion, like a black mascara is not going to show up and be as in your face as it is on like light hair, blue eyes, you know. So just figure out which one you think is most appropriate for your kid. But I would say mascara is definitely the next step. So it would be typically, like, if it was the most minimal products, it would be bronzer, powder foundation, and mascara. Now, sometimes they will leave with a lighter colored eyeliner. So stay away from black. Unless you're comfortable with it, they're comfortable with it, and it looks fine. You know, everyone's different, obviously. But what I've seen most people leave with is a brown or like light gray eyeliner. I have the Merle Norman Purely Mineral Eye Pencil in Dusk right here. This is really light. Well, it doesn't look very light there. But it's really, really light on the eyes. Definitely nothing close to black at all. Like if I put it on one eye and then put black on the other eye, you would see a big difference. But I'd probably most of the time recommend brown for starting out. A dark brown. Merle Norman has so many different colors of eyeliners. But so does Urban Decay at Sephora. Oh, and another great one is Sephora's brand Sephora eyeliners. I use all of those, and they're $10, and they have so many colors. So that'd be a good place to go find a color probably. When it comes to brows, some girls do leave with the Merle Norman brow powder. I just have e.l.f. here, that's super cheap, and it's the powder and the wax. I mean, both are very forgiving. They could probably use the wax too, but I would say start with just the powder, especially if it's a tween, you know. They don't even really need to be doing their eyebrows. That's up to them. But if they were in their teens starting to like fill in their eyebrows slightly, then you know, a powder is a good place to start because it's super forgiving, easy to work with, and it's not bold and in your face. So, and then lastly, some lip gloss. Most girls will leave with lip gloss because that's just what you do when you're a teen and a tween. And I believe that is everything. Yeah, those are, oh, and also, I haven't had a girl leave with like eyeshadow when they were in their teens or tweens. But what they will do sometimes is like use the bronzer as an eyeshadow just to warm up their eyes, make them pop more if they are interested in that. And then aside from that, I would assume most teens and tweens only wear eyeshadow for like special occasions or something. Once again, we're talking early teens and tweens, not like later teens. I don't even remember what I was wearing when I was a teen. But anyways, that is my recommendations that I've seen most parents, teens, tweens leave with happy. So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and I will see you next time. Thanks.